You know what happened to me once? I was totally fine. Work was going normal, no big stress or anything. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, I just started feeling empty. Not sad, not angry, just this weird numbness. I picked up my phone, scrolled through reels, put on some music. Nothing worked. And that's when it hit me. This feeling can show up anytime, any day, without any warning. So I decided, all right, let's actually understand this. And when I started reading about the brain, one thing shook me. Our brain doesn't search for happiness, it triggers it. Meaning, you don't wait for happiness, you switch it on. And switching it on, honestly, doesn't take more than 15 seconds. Today, I'm going to share 3 things I actually tried myself. No motivational nonsense. No, just think positive advice. Just things based on the connection between your body and brain. Science-backed, but simple enough that you can do them right now while watching this. Let me be clear about one thing first. This isn't magic that's going to solve your life's problems. Traffic will still be traffic. Deadlines will still be deadlines. But what changes is your reaction in that moment. And that reaction is what decides whether you sleep peacefully at night or not. Trick 1. The face signal. This is the first one I tried. And honestly, I didn't believe something this simple could actually work. So pay attention right now, just as you are. Gently raise your eyebrows a little. Relax your jaw and lift the corners of your mouth slightly upward. Not a full smile, just a little. Hold this for 15 seconds. Now here's the important part to understand. Our brain doesn't just decide emotions from feelings, it also takes signals from the body. When your face relaxes and lifts slightly upward, the brain thinks everything's safe. And the moment the brain gets that safety signal, stress hormones start dropping, and that old calm feeling starts coming back. Honestly, the first time I did this was after a bad meeting at work, and it felt strange. Like, how is just changing my face going to do anything? But 20 seconds later, my shoulders relaxed on their own. My chest felt lighter, and I hadn't expected it to work this fast. Remember, we usually think feel happy first, then smile. But the brain works backwards. Send the signal first. The feeling follows on its own. Trick 2. Name the feeling. Now pay attention. Because this trick comes in handy when your mind just won't stop. When thoughts keep looping. What's going to happen tomorrow? Why did they say that? I've failed so much. This happens to everyone, right? The solution here is pretty simple. Whenever you feel stress, anxiety, or low, just tell yourself or say out loud, I'm feeling stressed right now. That's it. No explanation, no justification, no need to find a solution. Just name it. The moment you name the emotion, control shifts from the emotional part of your brain to the logical part. You're no longer inside that emotion. You start watching it from the outside. Think of it like this. Like you're standing in heavy rain, getting soaked, and suddenly you're inside the house, looking at that same rain through a window. The rain is the same, but you're not getting wet anymore. A friend once told me that whenever he'd feel something like a panic attack before exams, he'd quietly tell himself, this is anxiety. This is just a feeling. I'm safe. And he said, yeah, at first it sounded stupid, but honestly, it actually works. So when you use both tricks together, relax the face and name the feeling, the brain gets a double signal. I'm safe, and I'm observing this, not reacting to it. Trick 3, the small win dopamine hit. Now this one's the most powerful, and this is where most people mess up. People think happiness comes only after something big. Getting the job, losing the weight, passing the exam, But here's the reality. The brain doesn't release dopamine on big wins. It releases it on small progress. So right now, this instant, do one small thing that takes less than 15 seconds. Sit up straight. Take one deep breath. Drink a sip of water. Check off one small pending task. That's it. Just do that. When you do this, the brain thinks progress is happening, and that releases the same dopamine that brings motivation, focus, and a bit of optimism. That's why starting is always the hardest part, because we wait for motivation first, but it actually works the other way. Take the action first. Motivation follows on its own. I remember one day, I was so unmotivated, I didn't even want to get out of bed. I just made my bed. That's all. And weirdly, that one small thing gave me just enough push to do the next thing. Then the next, then the next. Putting it all together, imagine a tough moment hits. You're about to spiral, but this time, you relax your face. You name the feeling, and you do one small thing. Within a minute, your whole system shifts. Life didn't change, but your chemistry did in that moment. That's real control. And the more you use these, the faster your brain responds. This isn't a habit you need to build. These are switches that already exist inside you. You just need to learn how to press them. So next time that empty, off feeling shows up, remember, happiness isn't going to be found somewhere else. It's already inside you. You just need to flip one small switch.